Hey everybody, welcome back to Walking by Faith with Faith. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this video and sharing the videos and subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it. I hope you guys are doing well, and I truly do hope that these videos are encouraging you and building your faith and trust in God. So today's faith fact comes from Genesis chapter 1 verse 27. And it talks about how God created mankind in his own image and likeness. He created us male and female. How cool is that? When you look up the word image, one of the definitions is that it's a representation of a person and or object, and then likeness is you resemble. It's a resemblance of something. And so God created us to be like him. We're supposed to walk in love and peace and joy. Those are some of the fruits of the Spirit, which is in another verse in the Bible. And, are we going to face difficulties? Yes. But it's crucial that if you're a follower of Christ, you have a relationship with God, that you know what God says about you, that your identity is in Him. If we've learned anything, from the pandemic, it's that things can change in a second. And, I want to ask you, what are you putting your identity in? Because so many times we put our identity in what we do or what roles we play. I'm a mom, I'm a dad, I'm in this career, I'm a therapist, I'm an accountant, whatever the case may be. But I want to ask you, if that was taken away, who would you be? And sometimes people, can struggle with this, especially with athletes, because it's like, they've worked their whole life to reach this goal, and now they have. And a lot of times, it's like, well, who am I? Like, I worked my whole life to achieve that, and now I've done that, so what do I do now? Or if you're not an athlete, maybe you have a specific career goal, and you're like, okay, I met it. Or maybe life didn't turn out the way you thought, and now you're, in a totally different career, and you feel lost. It's vital that you know what God says about you and your identity in Christ, because that can never be taken away. And if you're not sure, you're like, Faith, I have no idea what God says, I encourage you to go check out, I have 2 videos. It's called Imitate God, and then the subtitle is What God Says About You, and there's part 1 and part 2. So just type in Walking by Faith with Faith and then that title, and it should pop up. So I hope that encourages you. You are not defined by your circumstances. You are not defined by what people have said about you. Remember, people are fickle. People can change their minds. But who's never going to change your mind about you? Is God. He loves you unconditionally. He loves you more than anyone can and or ever will, and He wants to have a relationship with you, but He's not going to force it on you. Remember to engage and exercise your faith in God and watch how He shows up and shows out in your life. Remember that God's not just in the big decisions in life, but He's also in the little details in the day-to-day. And remember that your life is a platform, and how you choose to live every day matters. And lastly, the song suggestion for today is called Mirror, and it's by L.O. Worship, and Sadie Robertson Huff is actually the person that wrote that song. I strongly encourage you to go check it out, especially, if you're not sure how God sees you, and the song is really powerful and encouraging. So again, that's by L.O. Worship, and it's called Mirror. It's on Spotify, and then you can also just check it out on YouTube. I hope this video encourages you guys, and I'll see you soon.